Europe sells medicine to Tehran in first bypass of U.S. sanctions, as Iran grapples with coronavirus outbreak.
Here's a summary of the article.
The UK, Germany and France announced the first sale of goods to Iran using a bartering mechanism called Instex, established to bypass harsh United States sanctions on the country, which is battling a major outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. The German Foreign Ministry announced on Tuesday that Instex had successfully concluded its first transaction, facilitating the export of medical goods from Europe to Iran. Instex, which includes 9 European nations as shareholders, was set up as a way to circumvent draconian sanctions on Iran imposed by the United States after the administration of Donald Trump withdrew from the JCPOA. The deal gave Iran relief from international financial restrictions in exchange for limits on its nuclear program. As U.S. trade restrictions damaged Iran's economy, Tehran began ramping up its nuclear program, though it has yet to end its cooperation with international inspectors watching over sensitive facilities. Elie Jaranmai, an Iran expert at the European Council on Foreign Relations, said the transaction was an important step in preserving the nuclear deal and helping Iran fight coronavirus. Although Instex has taken longer than expected, this first transaction comes at a critical time, providing hope that humanitarian trade with Iran can increase during its battle against COVID-19 with potential to save lives of ordinary Iranians, she said. If reports are true of the first Instex transaction tomorrow, the U.S. Treasury Department should sanction STFI, the Iran counterpart to Instex, which is controlled by sanctioned Central Bank of Iran. Mark Dubowitz, a leading operative of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy, an influential Washington organization, wrote late last year.
This post received a score of 28,907, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Good. Their leaders may be shit, but Iranians are people too, damn it.
My first reaction was, wait, the sanctions applied to medicine. Seriously?
They didn't specifically sanction medicine, but they did however sanction the entire banking system of Iran, which meant Iran couldn't buy anything at all, regardless of whether it was medicine or not. So in practice they didn't allow Iran to buy medicine while allowing Pompeo to go on TV and say medicine is not sanctioned, which was just wordplay.
Okay till.
TBF, the U.S. offered aid in the form of medical supplies, and they told us to go F ourselves.
America sanctions Iran, sanctions anyone trading with Iran, and refuses to lift sanctions even in the face of a global pandemic that has already killed thousands of Iranians. When this is pointed out, America graciously offers to send some supplies to Iran. Somehow I don't get the feeling that America is the good guy here.
When is America ever the good guy? LMAO. Just look at its history and that should say enough.
Almost every time I've ever read of America within Latin America I always come away believing that America is the bad guy. Wonder why. The human need is more important than politics right now.
You're talking about the president that cages children in internment camps and separates them from their parents. Some children are permanently separated from their parents, they can't even find their parents now. I don't think he has much sympathy, even in dire times like right now.
He also seems more preoccupied by his brief rating rather the subject of his brief.
He's always been more worried about the ratings than the subjects. That's why he goes off on tangents and lies about half of it, to get a better reaction.
If the world doesn't come together to battle this, the suffering will get worse for all of us.
Most of the world has, which is somewhat reassuring.
Greater than Instex, which includes 9 European nations as shareholders, was set up as a way to circumvent draconian sanctions on Iran imposed by the United States after the administration of President Donald Trump withdrew from the JCPOA. That's just amazing. Laughing face.
Trump wants to murder Iranians to garner favor with his psychotic base. No one with an ounce of blood still in their veins would aid him in this.
That's the U.S. foreign policy, not Trump's wet dream.
It's both. It's the American conservatives' wet dream and Trump is desperate to get those old conservative panties wet.
Greater than our enemy is America's government, not its people. Most Americans agree.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.